Hi there, students. Along and across. Now, both of these words are prepositions, and they can both be adverbs as well. Let's try a simple difference. Along, across. Across has the idea that there is a gap in the middle. So, I swam across the river, that's an adverb, from one side to the other. I swam along the river, going down the length of the river. So I think along is in a line, is following the whatever it is, whereas across is from one side to another, and there's a gap or an obstruction or something to cross in the middle. I drove along the coast, upwards in the direction of the coast. But you're going to say, well, maybe you could say I drove across the coast, but that would mean from the beginning to the end. So in a way, yes, they're both in the same direction here, but across is from start to finish, whereas along is moving along it. So along, it's talking about lengthwise, next to. A car pulled alongside me, next to. A car pulled across me, it blocked me. So along is talking about in line with the motion, onward, forward. Across is talking about from one side to the opposite side, from one side to the other, spanning something. So this is something, this is a word that has come to us across the centuries. Okay, it's come to us now across the centuries. Along the centuries, this word has changed in many ways. So notice across the centuries, from the deep past all the way to now, but along, progressing slowly until it comes to us without a jump. And that's really the difference, that along is continuous, whereas across is jumping from one side to another. So yes, across. I helped him across the road from one side to the other. I helped him along the road, going down the road. And I think that's the important thing. The boys swam across the lake. I wouldn't say along the lake, across the lake from one side to the other. We strode across the snowy field from one side to another. We strode along one side the snowy field. So across, it's got this idea of crossing. Drug traffickers operate across national boundaries, whereas the customs agents act along the national boundaries. Okay, so along is following the line, following the edge, whereas the across is a jump, is jumping from one side to another. Politicians across the political spectrum. So notice this is two-dimensional from all points across the spectrum. Along as well is normally only one-dimensional. Is following a line, so that's two-dimensional. Whereas across perhaps is three-dimensional. But across from one side to the other, whereas along following a line, across from one side to another. Okay, both are 5 in formality. And then let's see, as to origin, along comes from and lang, and lang meaning long. Whereas across is a word that comes from to cross, croisir, in French, croise, in the form of a cross, and that's the point. In the form of a cross, you are crossing. So across versus along.